Howdy, y'all. Welcome to Adventures in Lollygagging. Tonight we'll be riding the Owl Hoot Trail in a game called Frontier Scum. Before we introduce our outlaws, I'm going to kick it over to Jeff. Jeff, I heard that we had a little something happening related to some Norse friends of ours.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, well, I guess
I'm just
kidding. No.
We're doing a giveaway. Sorry. We're doing a giveaway over on the Discord. So if you want to join the Discord, Melissa's probably dropping the link right now if you're watching this live. If you're watching this later on VOD, if you're watching this on YouTube or listening to this on a podcast, check the description. You can get a link to our Discord. What we're doing is we're giving away some fun stuff from Norse Foundry again, our good pals with dice and dice-related accessories. And all you got to do to enter is join the Discord, pop into the giveaway channel, and then just drop a little note about a setting that you just really like, a place where you like to play games. It could be a ttrpg, it could be a video game, it could be an actual existing setting, it could be one you make up. It doesn't really matter. It's just sort of talk about kind of cool places that you can set your games. And yeah, and you what we're going to draw later this week, or maybe I think maybe Monday. So maybe you got about 6 more days as of the time of this stream. Before we're going to draw. So yeah, and then plus you can just hang out and you can do other stuff on the Discord, like play test this guy's game, and you can just hang out and talk with us too. Yeah, no, I was pointing to you right there. It works. That's it. That's me.
I do love all the Brady Bunch pointing that we can do in the overlay. That just always makes me happy. All right. Thank you for that, Jeff. And let's get into some character intros. Of course, we're starting with Melissa. So go ahead and introduce your character for us, and then I've got a question for you.
So I'm playing Stunice Pitts, aka Balderdash. She is a ghoulish undertaker who is wanted for repeated murder. Her skills are stealthing, seeing in the dark, lockpicking, and buffaloing.
All right. And I've got a question for you. This is going to be either the easiest or the hardest, depending on how you view it. Kiss, marry, kill.
I have a D4 ready to go because this is how I do things like this.
No, you can't. I won't allow it. You cannot roll. You cannot roll for this.
Ready.
I'm giving you Tombstone. I'm giving you the best one here. So Kurt Russell, Val Kilmer, Sam Elliott. Kiss, marry, kill. Don't you dare roll. Oh, you're breaking my heart.
What was the order of the names again?
You were too busy rolling to even hear the names. Kurt Russell, I think Val Kilmer,
Kurt Russell
Sam Elliott.
So Kurt Russell got 3. So that's I'm killing Kurt Russell.
You have to die, and you don't even understand how it works. It's your own guy.
I'm marrying Val Kilmer, which means then I'm kissing Sam Elliott.
Controversial.
Well, at least if you're marrying, Doc, if if you don't like him, he's gonna die really soon anyway. So
that's true. That's true.
One way to make such decisions.
I can't imagine any world where Val Kilmer is not Kiss. But you do you with your random numbers, and we'll see how that goes.
It seems appropriate. We are doing random number things, so I random number my way through these answers.
Sorry, you just broke my heart. You broke my heart. Moving on to Aaron. Who are you playing, Aaron?
Hey now there, I'm Deadward's Killer Pains. I've been a drifter most of my days. Used to do a little bit of lawing back in the day, but made the damn fool mistake of arresting the sheriff and then killing the wrong scum. So, well, they came after me for some repeated fraud. I declare that was definitely a miscarriage of justice. So I put myself out on the trail, dodging lightning, making my way.
Fantastic. And for you, Kiss, Marry, Kill. I'm giving you what is one of your favorite movies, Open Range. Kevin Costner, Robert Duvall, Diego Luna.
Well, you got to kill Diego Luna. You got to do it. You got to put him down like a mad dog. Not that I didn't love his character in that movie, but you got Robert Duvall. I mean, anybody with the name of Buttercup. That's if you're not marrying Buttercup, I don't know what the hell you're doing.
So then Blue Bonnet.
Blue Bonnet, that's it. Son of a bitch. It's been a long day. And then, of course, I'd be kissing Kevin Costner because he's a dead sexy son of a bitch.
Yeah. Not gonna argue there. Everyone's trying to kill Button though. Well, why is everyone trying to kill Diego Luna?
He just, I
He
mean,
gets
Button
shot like
was,
3 times in that movie.
you know what? He's not Kevin Costner. He's not Robert. I'm sorry.
All right, Jeff, who are you playing?
I'm playing Artham, Rockgut Holler, a butcher cook, rotund fella with a wonderful smile and great, affable quality to him. Likes to sneak up on folks and strangle them. I guess that's not the affable part. I'm wanted for spectacular arson, and I would argue that what is the point of arson if not to make it spectacular? That's Artham. Yeah.
All right, and I actually had trouble picking the movie for you. I was waffling between 2 of them, but I settled on Young Guns. So Kiss, Marry, Kill, Emilio Estevez, Kiefer Sutherland, or Lou Diamond Phillips.
Oh God. Okay. So I would. Oh goodness. Okay, I would kiss Lou Diamond Phillips because he's got beautiful dimples. I would. Oh man, I'd have to kill Emilio Estevez, I think, and I would have to marry Kiefer Sutherland because it's a tough choice, but I'm going Kiefer. There's a lot of other things Kiefer has done that I've really, really liked. Emilio's really got 2 things really, 3 things. He's got Young Guns, Mighty Ducks, and then Men at Work, and that's basically it for him. But Kiefer, it's 30 years of a love affair.
You did play Emilio Estevez for 12 sessions of Marvel, so that's why I thought,
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Breakfast Club too. God dang it! All right, let me rethink this. No, I'm gonna stick with it. I
had trouble not throwing Charlie Sheen in there too, but he wasn't in the full movie, so he died pretty early.
He died really early. He got shot, spoiler alert, while trying to peek into an outhouse, taking the stupidest path possible to an outhouse. He deserved to get shot by a big fat man sitting on a toilet.
That's true.
He deserved it.
All right, Derek, who are you playing?
Well, I'm playing Stunice, Bardog, Odyang. I'm your typical charlatan and fraud. Actually wanted for wanton fraud. That's a tongue twister. Let's see. What about me? I've been knocked down twice and got back up again. They'll never keep me down. I have some skills in geography, which will never see the light of day because we've been on this train the whole time. And I'm also quite a pickpocket, but have yet to use it because we just shoot everybody.
If you make it through the train scenario, there are more chances to use those skills. I hope. I really, really hope. All right. And I waffled for you too. I thought about giving you one of the classics, but I decided to go for a more modern one that's also a classic, to be fair. 310 to Yuma, the modern version. So Kiss, Marry, Kill, Christian Bale, Russell Crowe, Ben Foster.
Those are names of people I've heard before.
Okay.
No,
that's fair.
Culturally dead.
Let's switch it to. We'll go to the classic then. We'll go Unforgiven. All right. So Clint Eastwood, Morgan Freeman, Gene Hackman. You have to know them.
Oh, I do. Okay. Well, so we have to marry Morgan Freeman because
that voice,
absolutely.
What a way to wake up in the morning, right?
Every day, yeah. That is just beauty every day, like looking at a sunrise or a sunset. We have to kiss Clint Eastwood because a little bit of edge, got to have that dangerous side, which means we kill the remainder, whose name I've already forgotten.
Gene Hackman.
Thanks.
To be fair, that's what Clint Eastwood did. He killed Gene Hackman in that. All right.
Hey, deserves got nothing to do with it. So I love that line so much.
It's such a good line. Just great movie all around. All right.
Yep.
Well, last session, our outfit of outlaws shot their way through the mess car and met a cook named Larbra, who was more concerned with her stew than with their obvious prison break. The next car was full of cages containing a myriad of animals, and they quickly moved on to another rail car, where they found a laboratory and a doctor performing surgery on a woman He was stitching wings onto the stumps of her amputated arms, turning her into a harpy of sorts. She awoke in the surgery and attacked the doctor before turning on the outfit. A tussle ensued. Artham grabbed the harpy, allowing Bardog to manacle her. All the while, Balderdash and Cadaver Kid rained blows down upon her. After a gruesome kill, the outfit saved the doctor by injecting him with a strange syringe from his lab. He was injured with a mortal wound, but the syringe pulled his guts miraculously back into his torso. It sealed the gash and brought back perfect health to the doctor, who then introduced himself as Dr. Volchester, the owner of the Oregon Rail. He offered you all jobs, promising 500 silver per person if you put down the uprising of mutants that was currently happening on the train. After learning that he keeps his silver in the train engine, Balderdash knocked the good doctor unconscious, and the outfit shoved his body into a birdcage in the previous car. A birdcage that, of course, was already occupied by a golden eagle. Pushing forward through the train, the outfit moved along to find a fanciful suite full of books and high-end furniture. Ransacking that suite were a trio of mutants, one of which was a massive man with a crocodile head. Seeing the outfit dressed as guards, he yelled out, and they attacked. And that is where we are picking up. You all are in this fanciful suite, surrounded by books and furniture, and this giant crocodile man is rushing towards you all. And we'll go ahead and cut to Deadward, who was napping in the barracks car. You were napping off the miserable condition because you were overheated. You wake up, we'll say 20 minutes later, sounds about right. Enough time for you to no longer be miserable. And you find yourself in an empty barracks car. What are you doing?
Well, I declare, looks like them fellas done left me. Well, that's all right. I suppose I'll mosey on down, see if I can't find something going on. So he'll just kind of meander out of the car, whistling a tune, looking for somebody or something. Most importantly, a way off this train that's going to keep him alive.
All right, so you go to you're going forward, I assume, right? That's the direction you were headed before. You open it up and you find that it's the same sort of connection as before. You have the option to go up above again. There's a chance you won't become miserable if you move quickly enough. I will say that the railroad has become a lot bumpier here, and the cars are jostling a lot more. Something about this terrain. So there is a chance if you go up top that you could lose your footing. But that would be the quickest way to traverse.
No, I think Deadward would probably stay down because he knows that everybody was moving forward and they've already moved ahead of him. So he's thinking that if any weird shit or any trouble, they've probably already run into. So until he runs up against their backside, he thinks he's probably pretty safe.
All right. So you open up the door to the next car. It is unlocked. And you immediately see in front of you a pool of blood. Your gaze moves up and you see the body of a guard next to a bowl of spilled stew, which is being lapped up by a mangy old mutt right now. As you look through the rest of the car, you see that there were a few tables scattered around, and there is a countertop with a stew cooking on top of it, and you see a rather large woman, large as in like a muscular build, stirring this stew. And she looks up at you. Supper time's over. And just keeps stirring.
Howdy, ma'am. This your dog? I do love a good dog. What's the hound's name, ma'am?
Mutt.
I reach down and pet Mutt. Mutt, this here looks like Balderdash's work, baby. Maybe Rockgut. They moved their way through here and put a bullet in this man here. I know you can't answer me, Mutt, but I hope you like it. Ma'am, by the way, did a group of, I don't know, cutthroats, perhaps masquerading as guards, make their way through here in recent times?
Her eyes move across the area where you see 3 or 4 corpses strewn about. They've not been moved whatsoever. They're still lying on the floor, blood pooling underneath them. Yeah.
Well, ma'am, I got one last question for you. While you're and by the way, smells delicious. Mind if I rifle here through these corpses and take whatever weapons, monies, or anything else that might be left behind?
Ain't my corpses.
I love your logic, ma'am. Thank you very much. So yeah, he's looking for weapons, money, anything. I mean, he's a thief, so
Yeah. You're gonna be able to find I think the rest of the group kind of like did a pat down. So you're not going to find too much of value, but I think they did leave a couple revolvers behind and a club. So you could take one or both of those if you'd like.
he'll just take the revolver, a revolver, because he doesn't have a gun at the moment. Holds it up, checks the load, checks the chamber. Ma'am, it was a pleasure to meet you, and I hope to catch you next dinner time.
Eh. And that's the only response you get from her. As long as you don't come near her stew, she is not going to cause you any trouble.
And he just keeps on trucking.
You move to the next car, and you are immediately assaulted by the smell of filth and animals. It's a zoo in here. There are cages upon cages, all sorts of animals, and a eagle that is shrieking ferociously. Looking at this bird cage, you see that there is a bird pecking wildly at a man, and he is conscious and in pain, but he's also locked into this cage. You see the bird is like pecking at his eye, and it's popping out, but also healing at the same time. The eye keeps pulling back in, and it's just this process is going over and over. And he's doing everything he can to keep this bird away, but he just doesn't have the leverage or the strength to actually like kill the bird. So they're just locked in this eternal combat right now in a cage. Uh, just to your left, you do see the Cadaver kid, who is sleeping right now, taking a nice little nap. You see that there are bits of cotton in her ears as she is tuning out the noise of this man in the cage.
Walks up, takes his head off, rushes across his face. Well, I declare, I, as a child, remember my beloved mother. She used to tell me a tale of Greek mythology. I said, and there was something about some fellow named
Sir,
Prometheus
if you let me
or
out of
some
this
such.
cage, if you let me out of this cage, I will give you 1,000 silver.
Do you have that 1,000 silver on you right now, sir?
Peck, peck, peck. Why, yes, I do.
Well, you shuffle out 500 out of that cage right there. Let me see it so that I know you're not just pulling on my leg. And then I'll
And
let
he
you out.
is crushed, and he like makes a gesture. Well, I can't reach my pocket right now, but I will get it as soon as you let me out. I promise you.
So you do all that healing everywhere, or just your eyeballs?
Everywhere. This is not a good time to talk, sir.
And where's that pocket
This is
of
not
yours?
proper. I'm sorry?
That pocket. You point at your pocket. Where's your pocket there, sir?
It's in my pants.
I'll
What kind of question is that?
pull out my sheriff's saber and stab him through the pants to see if his pants jingle.
Oh, they do not jingle. They do not jingle. It's an automatic hit. He can't move. So yeah, you can just push on through. He lets out a scream of pain. He can feel this very much.
So I have to tell you, I'm not personally being a thief and a rustler and a fraud myself. I respect a man who could throw a good bit of falsehood around, but lying to a man about 1,000 silver, that's just rude. So I think what you need to
I
do is
apologize,
you
but
need to sit
considering
there.
the circumstances,
You need to
I
sit
think
there,
you could
sir.
understand.
Oh, I understand, sir, but I think you need to sit there and think about the choices you made in your life that got put you in a cage with an eagle. From what I can tell, you're gonna be just fine. Might hurt a bit, but I got here. How about this? I slit your throat. Might knock you out for a while.
No,
You won't feel
10,000 silver, sir. 10,000 silver. If you let me out, I am the owner of this train. I am good for it.
Oh, you're the owner of this train. Have you seen some other fellas come through here recently? I'll describe Rotgut and Balderdash and Bardog.
Why, yes, I have. They're actually employees of mine now. I've hired them.
Oh, that's fantastic. Listen, I'm gonna go have a little chat with them. I'm gonna bend the ears of my friends. And then, if they say she'll be that you should be let out of that cage, I'll come back and let you out. How's that sound, sir?
You can't leave me here. You cannot leave me here like this in this condition.
That's a good
Bird
point,
is
sir.
just screeching wildly this whole time, pecking at him.
Such a good point. I just got to know something for sure. And he sticks his saber right through the guy's ear because that's what I do.
It knocks him out. It could possibly have killed him. You can't tell if he will heal from this or not, but he's definitely unconscious at the very least.
Well, that's the interesting. I would definitely. I'm gonna have to come. Well, the Cadaver kid wakes up, she'll probably know. But I could definitely have to come back and see if this fella wakes up again. That's some spectacular spookiness there. Then
Yeah,
he just starts whistling
can
his
sleep
tune and
through
walks
anything.
on.
All right. Let's go ahead and cut back to the rest of the group here. You are being charged by Crocodile Man right now. Let's go ahead and roll initiative. Remember, it's a D6. 1 through 3, you go after the bad guys. 4 through 6, you go first.
2.
I got a 3.
I got it too.
All right. This crocodile is rushing forward you with startling speed. And he is going to attempt a bite on let's see.
Oh wait, is like if it's got a crocodile's head, is it just like pointing like straight up toward the ceiling, or is it actually like
No, it's
looking
like
at us?
towards you, like his eyes can see you. Essentially like the shoulders are like hunched forward, so that the head is pointed forward. And he is going to be attacking Rotgut, is who I rolled. So Rotgut, go ahead and give me a melee defense check, which is going to be grit.
Yeah, it's a fail. That's a 6. Because it's over, right? We're rolling over?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's a 6.
All right. So he is doing 5 damage to you.
Hey, easy there. Oh, God, get your... Oh, man. So,
And
5?
Oh,
God.
5. Yep. And he also has lockjaw. So if you are damaged, you are grabbed. So these jaws clamp down on you, and he starts like just shaking his head back and forth. The rest of you see Raka, he's lifted off the ground and being shaken violently right now. The other 2 mutants, one of them is very, very fast because he has cougar legs. He looks to be part mountain lion. Unfortunately for you all, he was on the far side of this car, so he spends his entire turn moving over. And then there's another man who's a tiny little mousy man with the ears of a rat, and he also makes his way across the car. What are the rest of you doing in any order?
Okay, so
Balderdash is gonna. Oh, go ahead.
Arthur's going to try to get out of the grip of this.
All right.
I want to make an argument that horse wrestling is applicable here. I have multiple reasons why. Reason 1.
That's 0.
Reason 1 is that he didn't have lockjaw focus human, so his applied on me. Secondly, and this is the real one, is that he's moving me around like crazy. So I feel like horse wrestling, the idea of trying to like kind of keep on. And I'm trying to like kind of break free and hop off of like the lockjaw here. So I think it applies. I think it applies.
I would have gone with the argument that horses sometimes do lock their jaws when biting people.
That was my third argument. You didn't let me get to that.
There we go. Go ahead and take the advantage. We're going to count this essentially as an attack. And you can also do damage while you're trying to break out.
All right. So first one's an 11. Second one is a 14.
All right. So you were looking for a 12 because we're just doing a standard difficulty.
Okay.
So
14
14
second.
passes. So go ahead and roll your damage here for your melee, whatever you were like using to melee with.
Okay, so basically he's been carrying the heavy chain for a bit, so he's probably just smacking it with the chain, like nothing too crazy, just sort of whacking it in the head as best he can.
Yeah, last session, I know we were counting it as unarmed, and I was giving you a damage bonus. I think it's more applicable to be light melee, as I was rewatching. So I think we'll call this D4 or D6 if you use it two-handed.
I think this case makes more sense to say one-handed because he's probably just hitting it. So I'll do the D4. 3. So 3 points of damage.
3. And the light melee weapon can explode as well.
Okay. So yeah, he's just whacking, smacking until he lets me go.
Yeah, and one of those smacks, it hits the eye of this crocodile man, and you hear like a squish or a pop, and that pain lets out this guttural, not even like a roar, but like a vibration that just echoes throughout the air, and you are mid-swing as he lets go, so you go flying across and you hit a shelf of books, but you are let go now. Stunice or Stunice? What are you two doing?
So Boulder Dash, I think there's two different things that she wants to do. So you said that the guy that's farthest away has mouse ears?
Yes.
Okay. So this is going to be more flavor, I'm sure, than anything, but I have a pet rat. And so I want Ms. Jangles to...
You're going to sing the song of his people?
Basically, like I just want her to,
I do want to clarify here that you know that these are mutants made by Dr. Volchester. So they started out as people. So he was a human turned into a rat man. Okay.
I know.
So
but still,
what are you attempting with this?
So this is just sort of the flavor thing that like Ms. Jangles is just going to go sort of just running in the direction just to sort of distract the one with the mouse ears, and we'll just be rat mouse screech singing for whatever that's worth for a distraction. But what I really want to do is I want to shoot the croc man that is now separated from Rocket.
Okay, and it's not a hard shot, so you automatically hit. So go ahead and roll your damage.
Okay, so that is a D6. Rolled a 1.
1. Okay, you still hit him, but he's got those thick, leathery reptilian scales on his face. You blow off a tooth from his jaw, but it doesn't seem to be doing a lot of damage. I will be a generous game marshal here and say you can attempt a very difficult slick check for deception to try and distract this rat man. Difficult is 16.
I'm a rat man.
Okay, and I have a slick of 1. I rolled a 15.
15 plus 1, 16. That's exactly what you needed.
Yay!
Okay, so you already said Jangles was running over there. What's it actually look like, the distraction?
So she has like clothes that like she's been outfitted with. And so she looks very adorable as she's sort of like running in the direction. You just see this like rat that has like little dress on. And so she's just like singing and running and singing and running serpentine as she's like moving through the train car.
And this rat man that was rushing toward the three of you with murder in his eyes sees this rat mouse singing and dancing and just pauses for a moment, wondering what the fuck is going on.
That's all I wanted. Just a second of WTF.
All right, Bardog, what are you doing?
So, if I wanted to try and close the gaping maw shut with the belt from my pants, would I be allowed to do that so it couldn't bite down on my friend any longer?
I love the creative thinking you have with the manacles last time, the belt this time. That's great. Let's call this the wrestling clause. I think that makes sense. So we'll count it as a melee attack. And what I'll say is that if you're successful, you can do your unarmed damage, and I will decrease his damage die.
We have any of those bits left over? I rolled a 5.
I'm almost positive we do. Yes, we do. They're in Foundry. We have 3.
Ooh, do I get one more
Oh,
chance?
and make sure you all take aces for
Hmm.
the start of the session. I forgot to call it out.
I think we need to call out the use of audience stuff before we roll, right, Steve?
Oh, yeah.
But you can use your ace if you want to
Mhm.
reroll. Yeah.
Might as well. He does
The
a lot of
audience dice aren't
damage.
rerolls anyways. We said they're +1, and you
They're
can take.
+1.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All right, then I'll try
Sorry,
that.
that's
I'll
why I
do
was
it.
confused.
Gotcha. Yeah, I couldn't remember what we did. Okay, so I'll use my ace, and then I'll take a +1 this time. Oh, that's a 20.
Nat
Well,
20.
hold on.
Nice.
Or dirty 20. All right.
Yeah, dirty 20.
Yeah, so it goes off. You're able to use your belt. Your pants are a little looser now. Go ahead and describe what this looks like.
So, as it just got shot in the mouth, I'm going to imagine that, like, I kind of jump on its back and just with both hands wrap the belt around its snout, pull it tight, and then, like, just stuff I don't know the technical term, the needle through the leather, and then just make sure it's pinned shut.
Yeah, and you've got you're holding it as tight as possible. You're on its back right now in the wrestling, and you're like facing towards Balderdash and Rotgut in this position. So you're the first one to see that the door to this train car opens up, and standing in that door is Deadward, looking probably slightly confused at what
man.
he's seeing right now.
Shoot him now, please.
Howdy there, bud. Good to see you there. Looks like you got your arms
Shoot him.
full, son.
Now's not the
All
time.
right.
Shoot him.
So we're gonna go to the next round of combat. We all roll initiative again. Deadward, you can roll initiative as well.
I got a 4.
4.
Also a
Gee.
4.
Bardock?
Oh,
3.
sorry, got
Okay.
a 3. Yeah.
And I also just to spoil your fun a little bit, this cougar is very fast, and he acts first each round regardless of initiative. So he is pouncing. We're gonna say on Bardock because right now you're wrestling with the crocodile, so it makes sense that he would like be trying to protect his friend. So go ahead and give me a grit defense roll here. Just difficulty 12.
There's a train on the train. It's too meta. I got a 7.
7. Okay, so he's going to be doing some claw damage here. I need another die for this. That is 4 damage on my 2d4.
That's exactly how many hit points I have him at 0.
Oh, buddy.
That's number 3, I think.
I'm sorry. Okay, so let's do your death drop. Oh no, that's while at negative. Oh no, I'm sorry. Bringing it back. When your HP reaches 0 or below, roll d20 plus grit. And then you subtract negative HP, but you don't have any right now. Feel free to use audience dice.
I got a 17.
17. Okay, so you have you're hanging in there. You remain at your current HP. You are not at negative HP. So negative HP, you move at a crawl or stumble. So right now you're still in the game. You're still able to take actions like normal. So that was the cougar, and then all of you that rolled 3s have the chance to go now.
You mean 4s?
Anyone have an idea?
It
Yeah,
was
go
worth-
ahead.
I did have an idea. You said I got thrown into like a bookcase.
Yes.
Can I try to smash just sort of like ram that bookcase down on top of one or both of the like the cougar or croc, wherever I can get like kind of pinned underneath, to just throw it down on top of them?
Give me a luck check to see if this is a bookcase that's secured, because you're on a train, so it would make sense that it would be.
But I did just get
so-
thrown into it, and I'm a very big dude, so I was wondering maybe if
True.
it kind of lodged it up. All right.
We'll call it standard difficulty.
Luck is not my best stat. Okay, I have a -2. Aces is for rerolls, right?
Yes.
Okay, hang on. I rolled a 19 -2, so that's 17. Natural 19.
All right.
So 17.
Yeah. We'll say that was your attack roll as well. So
Okay.
you're able to do that, and you're launching it onto Bardog, the crocodile, and the cougar.
Yeah, that works.
Tell me what your plan actually was.
To
Don't
get
let me put words in your mouth.
as many as the enemies trapped beneath this bookcase as possible, making it easier for Balderdash and Deadward to just sort of like brain them. So that's the idea. If Bardog's gets trapped underneath there, it happens. It's a fight. It's scattered. It's crazy.
Statistically, the best move.
He just gets up.
Okay.
He's got like a book over top of his head, like it's a head, and he just reaches back and he throws it over without probably even really paying too close of attention.
I will give you the option. You can either hit just the cougar or you can hit all three of them.
And Bardog did successfully get the belt around the crocodiles. Okay, then I'll just do the cougar then. That's fine.
Okay. So this is a heavy weapon. So let's call this a D6.
D6? Okay. Here we go.
And it'll explode if you roll 6.
I did not. I rolled a 3. So 3 points of damage.
Okay. That's still a good chunk of damage. And you slam it down. The rest of you see this books go flying and scattering everywhere. The cougar, I will say the next person to be attacked by the cougar can have advantage as it's trying to get out from under this bookcase. Deadward or Balderdash, what are you two doing?
I think Deadward just kind of stroll up with his sheriff's saber up to that crocodile. I never seen nothing quite like you, sir. And he will slit its throat.
All right. So go for a grit then.
What is my grit? 1. You got natural 20. So 21.
Nat 20. Nat 20 does something, but you get a skill or another ace. Your call.
Or an ace, yeah.
I guess I'll take the skill. Is it just like make a skill up?
Yeah. And then whenever you use that skill, you get advantage.
How about like slitting throat, since that's what I did?
Slitting throats makes sense. That's very Aaron's skill.
It is very, and that's
all right. Roll your damage.
And I don't have this down here whether or not this is a light or a heavy melee weapon. I'm assuming a saber is
that sounds light
heavy
to me. So it's D4 one-handed or D6 two-handed.
Well, saber's a one-handed weapon, so we'll go with D4 then. 3.
Okay. This crocodile is beat to shit. You rush forward and you slice at its throat, and you actually get the throat. And blood starts pouring. It's this thick, coagulated blood, but it's bright pink. Very similar to the three of you wouldn't recognize this. Deadward wouldn't yet. Very similar to the serum that was injected into the doctor. He is still standing, however, still violently shaking about. Balderdash, what are you up to?
So when you use a skill, is that like an advantage kind of a thing? If you use a
you roll the D20 twice and take the higher.
Okay. So I would like then to do a little bit of buffaloing on this cougar.
Okay. We'll say you already get advantage, so never mind. I was going to say you get advantage because he's kind of stuck, but you already have it.
And I'm going to take boost for a -1 because this is grit, and grit is a -1. So I'm going to call that even. Good gracious. I rolled a 9 and a 1. So
all right, you were looking for a 12 for just standard difficulty. That was with your advantage. Oh, 9 and 1. Sorry, I was thinking 9 plus 1.
Yep.
So we'll say with the chaos of this train, like I said, it's getting very bumpy in here. The car is rocking back and forth, and the cougar is trying its best to get out. So you slam down, and you actually do hit the cougar. You just hit the back, and it seems to tank the blow rather than you hitting the head where you really wanted to strike.
And she just like realizing that she misses, and now she's just looking to make sure that the man with the mouse ears isn't trying to attack Ms. Jangles and is continuing to run in our direction.
Yes, he is continuing to run in your direction. We'll say that his turn was taken up by the distraction, though. And it's going to be the cougar already went, so it's the crocodile now. Deadward, you're right in front of him. So he is going to attempt to attack you. Give me a grit defense. His attack die is lowered because he has that belt around his mouth.
So I've got the skill Dodge Lightning. I think that would be appropriate for me skipping out of the way of this half hog-tied crocodile. What do you think?
Well, he's not lightning fast anymore because he's
Knew
got
you were
someone
gonna
on
say
his
that.
back and a belt over his.
I
Yeah, take
knew
it.
you were going to
It's
say
fine.
that. They're going to be like, well, he's not literally lightning. He's actually a crocodile man. So if you have dodge crocodile man as a skill, that would probably work.
I let you use horse wrestling. Quit giving me shit.
I know.
So I got a 17 on one die and a 13 on the other with my grit. That's an 18 or a 14. So I'm assuming the 18
right.
will make it.
Yeah. So your lightning fast dodge allows you to nimbly step out of the way. He is moving sluggishly because Bardog's on his back, holding that belt, clamping the jaw shut as best he can. Which brings us Bardog. What are you doing?
Well, I'm at 0 hit points, and I'm considering using this magic syringe, but I don't want it to turn me into some demon. And I've
Just go for it.
I still have the cougar on my back, right?
The cougar is under a bookshelf right now.
Well, we're all under it, aren't we?
No,
Well,
only
just
the
the
cougar
cougar.
got hit.
Just the cougar.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like a knock all three of us.
It was a choice.
Okay.
And so it is not all three, just the cougar.
Yeah.
The cougar.
I guess I'll just try to finish off this crocodile. Can I just pull out my pistol and put one in the back of his head?
Yeah. Normally, if it's a difficult shot, which like melee combat would require a roll, but you already have the belt around him, I think it's safe to say this is a standard shot. So just roll your damage.
And pistol 6, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
3.
How are you killing this guy?
Well, I'm holding. I as best I can. I pull his head up, like his snout, toward the roof, and I shoot through the top of the head, so it comes out the bottom of the jaw, and yeah, just a big old hole. And I look through the hole and say, "Hi, Deadward."
Hey there, Bardo. Mighty good to see you there.
That was way too close.
And after the dialogue happens where you make eye contact between the hole and the head, the crocodile kind of just falls to the side. Someone yells timber, and there's a big thud. That brings us to the top of the round. Let's go ahead and roll initiative again.
Make sure he doesn't get up, Deadward. These things sometimes can like heal with that pink stuff. That's not blood.
Yeah, I saw that. There's a fella in a cage back there with a golden eagle. I done stabbed him many times.
Yeah.
6.
4
All right,
for
so
Arthur.
Deadward, Artham passed. Okay, and Balderdash passed. So it's the same as last time. Poor Bardog's rolling poor. John Mellencamp is going first. And I said whoever defends against him gets advantage because he's trying to get out from under this bookshelf. So we'll see. It's going to be Balderdash never really moved in, so it's going to be one of the three of you that he goes for. It's going to be Bardog. I'm sorry, I rolled for it.
I should have used a syringe.
Then the dice fall where they may. I'm sorry.
You got advantage. You got this.
You're fine.
So grit defense for me with advantage. 14 passes.
14.
There we go.
Yep.
John Mellencamp is clawing his way out from under the bookshelf, and he uses one of those cougar claws to slash at you. Just as this crocodile is falling over, you pull your legs up, and you are out of reach and into safety. Balderdash, Deadward, or Raka, it is your turns.
Balderdash wants to try again. Go ahead.
The mouse guy is running at us, right? Still?
Yes, and he will act this turn. The
Okay.
deception lasted long enough.
Go ahead, Melissa.
So Balderdash is going to try again to buffalo this
The cougar. All right.
So
So
I'm taking
roll
a
your grit.
boost. And I'm rolling 2. Let's see if I can do better this time because it was an awful roll last time. That is a 15.
And you rolled that with advantage?
Yes, I did.
All right, 15 hits. So go ahead and roll your damage then.
Wait, what would the damage be?
It's going to be a
this?
D4.
Okay, I put that one away. 2.
2. How are you killing this cougar by buffaloing it?
So she was a little bit distracted last time because she was checking after Ms. Jangles and then kind of went to hit it and just missed, and that just didn't go very well. And so this time she is fully focused, and she has sort of a she kind of knows when she's about to do the killing blow because like she's a murderer. She's done this a whole lot more times. And so she like kind of gives it all of her focus and almost has sort of she gives a little kind of extra sort of spin to the revolver as she kind of brings it up and kind of comes down for that just final conk on the head.
All right. And the cougar goes limp. He's still halfway under this bookcase. The rat man, it was running towards you, but begins to skid to a stop as he realizes his two much stronger friends are dead. Deadward and Rotgut, what are you two doing?
Come on over here, son. Don't be just slowing down shy like that. You got some things to tell us. That might be fun. You might walk out of this all right. After all, you just got funny ears. Not like you got this whole maw full of giant teeth. So why don't you come up and sit a spell?
Are you sincere in that you're offering him a chance to live?
Yeah.
Okay, then it'd be wits.
Deadward's not a killer. He's a fraud.
No, you didn't put a sword through a guy's head just 5 minutes ago. No.
Well, he started it.
Well,
He
is
lied.
he dead? Because he's not
He
dead.
started it. He was in a cage.
Deadward's still not a killer. So
That's true.
True.
He's probably still alive. No. I got a 2 on the die for a total of 2.
All right. Ratman is very much hesitating. You're frontier scum. This is not a polite world, and you really can't trust anyone around here. So he doesn't seem like he's inclined to trust you. Raka, what are you doing?
Raka, this here fella done hurt my feelings. I think you should do something about that.
Whoa! Why'd you hurt him? Why'd you hurt his feelings? Never mind. I don't care. And he's just gonna pull his gun and shoot.
All right, automatic hit. Roll your damage.
D6, I believe. It's the first time I think I shot.
D6. Yep.
All right. 2. Not very good damage. Sorry.
All right. The bullet blasts into his torso, and the impact of it sends him spinning around. He does like a half fall, and he begins to clamber away, scratching and running on all fours before he's able to get his momentum up and begins running towards the opposite side of the train car. Bardog, what are you doing?
Would I be able to aim a shot at the or wait, is there describe the section of the car that he is running at? Is there anything explosive I could shoot near him?
There is a lot of books. There are some taxidermied animals, a lot of cushions on couches, and a bed on the far side. So nothing necessarily explosive, unfortunately.
Okay.
I think it. Let me take that back. There might be a kerosene lamp that you could go for. I think that would make sense to start a fire if you'd like.
Yeah, because we could smother it with the cushions from the couch or the blanket or whatever. Yeah, I'll go for that.
Okay. I do think that would be a difficult shot to hit something smaller like that, but we will call it standard difficulty.
Gotcha.
So that'll be slick. You need a 12 or higher.
Okay, and then I'll use one of the. I'll add one with the bits that we got, and let's see if I can land this.
Got it.
That's a negative. That's a 2.
So the shot goes wide. It kind of ricochets off. It goes into the plaster and then it ricochets off the black metal that these train cars are built out of. You all hear the ting ting as it goes and it lodges into, we'll say, one of the couch cushions on the far side. Top of the round again. We don't need to roll initiative here. If you are trying to kill this rat, we'll just let you make your attacks here. If you're trying to talk to it, what's your plan? How about I ask you that?
Balderdash just murders things. So if someone else wants to talk, they should jump in.
Deadward is irritated
Yeah.
because he gave it his best shot.
Tried.
And the guy just
Yeah.
turned his back on him. So he is going to put a bullet in the back of his brain pan.
Agreed.
Okay. So all 4 of you, roll your damage here. Whoever rolls the highest damage gets the kill.
I got a 6
6 explodes.
and a 6
Oh my.
and a 3. 15.
As a GM, I'm glad that this is where the damage exploded. You know, a very useful.
The pointless
Very
kill, of
impactful.
course.
Bardog, did your die explode twice?
I got a 1.
Okay, it did not.
My
Your luck
gun
held
went.
true.
The barrel went limp. Yeah.
It feels like I'm picking on you. I feel bad.
You're good. You're good.
All right, Aaron. How does Deadward get this kill?
So you see, he just pulls his belly gun, just real light. He's got it aimed under his hand. Looks over at Rotgut, smiles, pulls the trigger. The thing's head explodes against the wall.
The
I'm
thing's
so
head
glad.
explodes, and one of the rat ears is torn off, and it kind of like frisbees against the wall, where the splatter and the bits of brain kind of like stick it against the wall. So it almost looks like it was embedded into the plaster.
Dash, you see that? That was a hell of a shot there. Now, I got to tell you, I tried to murder the fella that owns this train. I think he's probably waking up about now, but he said he saw y'all and that you was working for him now. I just wanted to tell you, I think I tried really hard to kill him. So, but we're okay, right?
We just got him locked up. It's fine. That working for. I wouldn't necessarily say that. He certainly tried to buy us off, but if he'd been successful at buying us off, do you think we would have left him in the cage?
Well, that's kind of why I figured I'd stab him a few times. Fella felt like he might have been pulling my leg a little bit, so I wanted to see what it looked like when a saber went in the side of his head.
He's got a way to be hurt by a thing and then not be hurt by the thing anymore. So the more way to handle that just seemed to be like just leave him with the animals and let that.
Oh, I
deal
noticed
with it
that.
than
Yeah,
try
yeah.
to figure that out.
They were eating his eyeballs out of his head one after the other. It's quite a sight.
See, I prefer when you make someone dead and they stay dead, and that's that. I'm not a fan of that. You try and make them dead and then they stop being made dead.
That's because you have to suffer for your actions if they didn't die.
Oh yeah, because I mean the sound of that squishing eyeball over and over again, that was distasteful. Distasteful.
Well, that does sound interesting. That's not a sound that you get to hear every day, and getting to hear it more than once in a row. And she's like, that's kind of an interesting thing. But we have other business to attend to.
You plumb terrify me. I just want you to know that. You are the scariest woman I ever seen in my whole life.
There are sounds that the human body makes when it is not in its normal shape anymore, and it's just mighty interesting. Mighty interesting. She's sort of longingly looking at the door.
So, what sound did your body make when that bald spot appeared?
Oh, that. Yeah. Oh, I had forgotten about that, and you done reminded me.
Yeah. Where's your
head? You done made me sad.
I am enjoying Evil Melissa.
Grab the dead guy one. That's the hat that I
got. That's right. That's right. Yeah.
We finally see her true colors. No. You all are taking a breather here after the fight. So you get to roll 1d4 and regain that much HP.
There happen to be any you see any like lingering bottles of booze or like
I was about to say
smokes?
There's a kerosene lamp.
As you're looking around, you do see that there is a cabinet of high-end liquor. And drinking offers you +1.
Yeah.
However, sometimes drinking can take away HP as well. So choose carefully.
What's the ratio on that? So like a 40-60 split?
I don't know what the actual ratio is. Some alcohol gives you the drunk condition, and there's a number after that condition that is the amount of damage it does. So I would assume that the higher end the liquor, the more damage it would do.
Isn't it? Why did it go the
other
way
direction?
I think it's the other way around.
Yeah, you ever had dollar store vodka? It'll kill you.
Higher-
It's like
yeah,
drinking
higher
gasoline.
end liquor goes down a lot smoother. What are you talking about?
I am signaling as best I can as a GM that the liquor is there, but it could hurt you.
All right. I'm gonna do it anyway.
I'm
So
I'm
gonna take
5 of
a
5
shot
HP,
a
so
shot
I'm
of
not
liquor.
putting anything in
gonna
this
do-
sample of the body.
I'm gonna take a shot of something. Something that looks like something I might recognize. Something maybe like a I don't know, something I might have seen before, even if I haven't drank it. I'm gonna take a shot for myself. I'm gonna pour a little bit along my arm and such, where I got ripped to shreds by a crocodile. Just disinfecting. You gotta disinfect it. You don't want it to get infected, so you disinfect it.
Do we know what that was back then?
What? There's a man who had a head that was like a lizard or something. You know, big old head.
You think you're going to turn into a lizard because he bit you?
What? Oh, come on now. Nah, I don't want to hear none of that garbage. No, it ain't worked that way.
You never know. My pa
was a big old fat piece of meat, but he dead now, so I ain't gonna turn into that now.
All I'm saying, Rocco, you never know. My pa said if you got watermelon seeds in your belly, a watermelon grow inside you. I don't mess around with that stuff.
Well, I mean, that's true though. That's just science right there. You put a seed, it's fertile ground in that stomach of yours, right? You get all that good stuff, and it starts eating all the nutrients and things, and it gets the water because what's in your stomach, water, and then it grows. Your pappy is kind of smart, but the other one, that's just silly.
Give me a swig of that.
Okay, hands over.
All right, so both of you roll me 1d4 plus 1 for how much health you get back.
Okay.
You got me thinking Monty Python here. Turn me into a new. I got better.
I had rolled a 2 earlier, so I'm just going to say it's 3 with the plus 1 then.
Okay.
Yeah.
With the plus 1, I got a 4. I rolled a 3 plus 1, 4.
Okay. So you regain that much health, and you now both have the drunk condition from drinking this liquor. And roll me 2d4. Make sure they're not doubles.
Yeah, I see where this is going. It's on the sheet.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So I'm swapping my slick with my luck.
Okay, for as long as you're drunk, those two attributes are switched. So luck is your skill now.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's just a 0
Slick
now.
wasn't your skill either.
Grit's my skill. Grit, and
Okay.
surprisingly enough, I have a 1 in wits. But yeah.
All right, Derek, what skills are you swapping?
I get to pick?
No, you rolled 2d4. Make sure they're not doubles.
Oh,
It's randomly assigned.
Hold on. I got a 2 and a 1.
Okay, so you're swapping your first two skills there.
Oh, okay. My
which
grit
is
and my
grit and slick, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So grit 0, slick 1. That's not
All
bad.
right. For as long as you're drunk, they're switched. And from now on, whenever your character gets drunk again, it will always be those two attributes. You only roll
Slick is
randomly
for
the first
shooting,
time.
right?
Mhm.
Yes.
Oh, so I got better at shooting by getting drunk. I must have like tremors in my hands, and the drink keeps me calm.
One more thing. This alcohol burns a bit as it goes down. It's mostly alcohol. And you take 2 hit point damage as you become drunk. Sorry there.
Fire Dog is less than pleased with this.
I wish I had rolled higher,
Because you rolled what?
2
2?
so
I rolled 2, got 1, minus 2. I'm at 1.
So you're up
at least you're
1 from this
positive,
whole shenanigan.
So the four of you are spending some time looking around this sweet car. It's full of extravagant paintings. There are heavy bookcases that cover most of the walls. One of them is now covering a floor. And it's filled with all sorts of finery. There's a fancy bed, a red padded sofa, a massive wooden desk, taxidermied half bear, half pig, and 3 mutant bodies.
Balderdash wants to look for any books that have to do with like anatomy bodies, which I'm guessing, given the surroundings, there might be some of something like that.
Yeah,
she's
doesn't even
looking
take a
for.
check. You find all sorts of medical textbooks. There's a whole bookshelf dedicated to them.
She's looking for new murdering ideas. So, she'll just grab one of the books because I don't think she can carry too many of these things, but one that looks like it might,
you grab one that has
murder and
lots and lots of
stuff.
pictures in it to
Yes,
give you all
that,
sorts of creative
exactly.
ideas.
Exactly. You gotta keep yourself interested. Otherwise it's just boring. It's just constantly murdering in the same way all the time.
What about the rest of you? What are you doing as you're perusing?
Deadward's searching around looking for like hidden compartments or hidden cubbies or anything like that where somebody might have stashed something of value.
Hmm.
A little bit of larceny in his heart. Not so much the murdering, more the
All right,
larceny.
let's call this wits.
Okay. No. I got a 6 on the die for a 6 in total.
All right. You do find quite a few things. Especially like searching the desk. You see that there is a journal with Volchester's name embossed onto it. Flipping through it, you see that there's a whole bunch of handwriting. He kept very meticulous notes. There are the bottles of high-end liquor. There's still 5 of them left. There is a slot's worth of pistol slugs, and 2 more of those scarlet syringes that you all found. Which, Deadward, this might be your first time actually seeing them.
He picks them up. Y'all have any idea what this here things is? Might be.
It's like devil juice or something. You inject it and you get all healthy, but at a cost, And like that fella in the cage, we injected him, but that was after he basically was killed by a heart bird lady, and then he's alive again now. Now he keeps getting pecked and all that kind of stuff, but he's still alive. So I guess it's a good thing.
Well, I'll keep one. Somebody else want to hold on to this other one?
Oh, I got one already. I think there were 3 of them earlier, and we stuffed them in the cage.
You can go ahead and take it there, Balderdash. I'm gonna take this here lantern. This kerosene, very good for burning.
You can go ahead and have both. I have no interest in something that keeps someone from getting murdered. Go ahead.
It might keep
fair enough.
yourself from getting murdered.
Oh yeah.
Are you so obsessed with murder
I
that
see
you
what
want
you're
yourself? Yeah, you want yourself to be murdered. Like, is that how much you
I
love
do.
murder?
I have been looking through the pictures in this here book, and it has given me so many more ideas. And I would like to live so that I can try some of these ideas. So thank you.
Here
Thank
you
you
are
much.
then.
I'll take it.
Also, I'm not so good on the letters, but this here journal seems to be handwritten from maybe that crazy old coot that's in there with the bird. You might want to take a look at that Balderdash.
I got -1 on the wits, so I don't think that Balderdash is the reading kind.
I can do
Well, fair enough.
I
There you
read
go.
cookbooks all the time.
There
As
you go,
long as
Rocket.
there's ingredient section and then the other part, I'll be fine.
All right. Real quick, I just want to give you all a reminder to make sure that you do keep track on your character sheet of what's in your inventory. You have 10 lines on your character sheet. That's the amount of items you can actually carry. It's that number specifically for a reason. Okay, so Raka, were you going to take the journal and read it, or did you want to do something else while you were wandering around?
Well, I was just going to take the kerosene lantern because I like fire, and kerosene assists in the development of fire. So I'm going to take that. But
All right.
since Deadward is looking for someone to read the journal, and I can read because I got to read like ingredient labels and such, I'm going to go ahead and take a gander at it.
Okay. We will circle back to that in a second. Bardog, what are you doing?
There's not much left, so I'm gonna take a peek into what's in the next car. Like, crack the door open and see if there's more demons.
All right.
You're laughing too much. I take it back.
No, you said it. You said it. You open the car, and again, it's blinding light as soon as you do. This desert sun is high in the air. It feels like it's daylight, like it feels like it's high noon for like 19 hours a day here. Just something about this desert. The sun is always so bright. When your eyes adjust, you start moving across. You move to the other platform, and right as you put your hand on the door handle, there's a thunk, 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 and you see from the inside a scatter of gunfire, putting dents into this thick black metal right in front of you. You see, like it's actually head height. So if this metal didn't hold it, you would be a dead man right now.
Been there, done that. I'm gonna turn right back around and go inside. To the cart I came from, let me specify.
All right. So you go back inside.
Something just shot the metal and dented it. I don't think we've accomplished that. So that's a big gun in there.
Do you go wandering off on your own?
Well, you guys had this place pretty well locked down, and I'm drunk. I tend to wander.
Where you're just like, I want to try to get killed and die in every single train car, like it's some sort of achievement that you're trying to
No, that's not what. No, I want to know what's coming our way so that I don't die. But in the process, I did almost die because something dented the metal. Achievement. What?
Well, I mean, you done successful because you know that there's guns up there that are shooting at us. So,
Well, it could have. I
Good
mean, if they was shooting at me, then they could see through the metal, which is terrifying, and we're outgunned in that situation. I didn't even open the door. The door was shot, and there were no windows. You know how this is.
do you want me to go up and go over and try to shoot down? Since they
You can,
are expecting
yeah.
us to come this way, and I'll go up that way.
I can throw this here lantern in there, make it all fiery, get it all spectacular.
How will we cross the fire when it's done? When the obstacles burned?
Oh, it's all right. I can take care of that. I can just like walk and wade into it and be like, down, fire, down, down.
Oh my word! You can do that. You can just Does it listen when you? Does it listen when you say it?
Sometimes fire's like a living thing. You just got to treat it with respect and care, and then it'll probably do what you want it to do, or it won't. Ain't that the way?
Or we just go up top and run across it if it don't work. I believe it. I believe that it might work.
Yeah, I think I put Deadward.
We went up there. Yeah, I don't have enough Vaseline.
I'm here to say I believe that Balderdash has the skills needed to go up there and run across and shoot on down in there and take care of that. She's very tough. Murdering type, I think she'd be fine.
Can I preemptively get some of that there Vaseline before I head up there?
You want some of my Vaseline?
I would.
Where are you going to hold it?
If you'd be so kind.
You got to put it on your hands and any other parts of the body that are going to be touching the metal. And then
how's she going to climb with sticky hands?
Well, you can still climb with sticky hands. Just got to be.
You ever try to grab something like a ladder with sticky hands or greasy hands?
All the time. Yeah.
You slip.
So I know what I can do with this. I know what I can do with this. And so she's going to like rip off a little like piece of her shirt. And then she's going to be, okay, all right. If you can like put the Vaseline on this, and then I'll put it in my pocket. And so then to your point, Bardarg, I can climb with my hands with them, not slippery. And then once I get up there and I've done all my climbing stuff, then I will have it at the ready and I'll rub it on my hands and then we will be fine.
You could just put it on the bald spot on your head because it's like a receptacle in the way, and then the hat will cover it and your head
and then
doesn't
I can just
touch
cover it with my hat. And then it
won't get all in your pocket.
I'm like, I already got some up there because that was how I was going to regrow the hair, was just putting some of the Vaseline up there. So I got some. I got a store up here already. All right, I'm good to go. Am I climbing up there? Is that the plan? I'm climbing up.
I ain't stopping you. That's fine. If they shoot at the ceiling, though, they see you with their X-ray. That's probably not a thing back then with their magic eyes. I mean,
Stelson. I got Stelson as the thing that I am good at. So that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
I think you should head on out there, Balderdash. I'm sure it'll be all fine. No worries.
I don't like the eagerness with which you are sending me off by myself.
we're just excited you get to murder something.
I'm gonna give
We're
you
just
a
trying to
little bit of
open that
Vaseline.
opportunity for you.
She sort of side eyes Deadward on her way to climb up the outside of this car. So she's going to go like back to the end of the car that we came in on, since they were looking at the door this way. So she's going to go back to this door to climb up and over.
So you want to climb over two car roofs is what you're planning on. Okay. That does make it a little more dangerous. Just want to throw that out there.
Am I here to be safe?
Nope. Nope.
Well done.
Just one final thing. This is something you wouldn't know, so I think it's only fair for me to say that before you make your final decision. If you fall off the train car, the sand will basically instantly kill you.
And I teach her about geography so she knows how to break or fall.
So if I understand this, I'm either going out the door that people are already shooting at, or I'm going out the other door so that I can climb up and jump over.
That door is already closed, and the bullets do not get through. So you could go out the front door and be relatively safe as long as that door's not open.
Okay. Okay. All right. Then I will go out the way that doesn't make me climb over more cars.
Okay. What are the other three of you planning on doing while she does this?
Watching me fall to my death. Sounded like the plan.
I'm going to stuff books under my clothes, like the thesaurus and the dictionary, because that might stop some of the bullets.
Okay.
Right.
You're stacking.
That's clever right there. That's real clever. Well, I was going to do the whole fire thing, but I guess I'll wait until after she dies, and then I'll do the fire thing.
Well, maybe you could use the fire to distract her from killing her.
Well, what if I open the door and they start firing at me before I get the fire thing going, and then that's
you was going to do that before she started climbing.
Well, I guess I could wait until she starts fire, and then once I hear the fire, and then I throw the fire in there.
Right.
Yeah, I think that checks out.
All right. Deadward, let's lock in what you want to do.
Deadward's just sitting back looking at the two of them arguing. Balderdash go up the side and trying to figure out how in the hell he got involved with these people. However, Deadwood does. He understands the importance of being armored and protected from guns, so he makes sure he stacks up right behind Bar Dog because he figures Bar Dog make a pretty good bullet stop.
All right. And Raka, while you're waiting to figure out what's happening with Balderdash, you said you were already going to flip through the journal. So I'm going to give you what you get from a cursory read through. There's a lot of writing here, so you're really just looking at the highlights here, but you're able to parse quite a bit of it. Yeah, there's a centerfold. So Dr. Volchester, he tells his entire life story in here, and he starts by talking about how he has always had a lifelong passion for taxidermy, and he stuffed his first pet by the age of 6. He also was the one to kill the pet so that he could stuff it. He grew up to become a well-to-do snake oil doctor before encountering a patient who he nicknamed Gnomon, Gnomon. And this patient had a peculiar affliction. Something about his blood had strange qualities, and Dr. Volchester was able to create a blood serum using Gnomon's blood. And that serum would keep test subjects from perishing during some of the procedures that Dr. Volchester liked to perform. He used the serum to make quite a bit of money, and he used that money to acquire the Morgan Rail for cheap, turning it into a prison train as a front for his experiments. His assistant, Pastille, helps dispose of the failed attempts, but Pastille's recently gone missing, presumably eaten by the blood vultures that hound the train and are constantly circling above the roof. Not that anyone's out there right now. And this was really unfortunate for Volchester because Pastille borrowed one of his twin revolvers, very fancy revolvers. So he mentioned that he put the other revolver under his pillow for safekeeping to always have it close by. And then he continues on talking about the serum. He says injecting the serum heals even fatal wounds, but subjects are left with a strange mental bond to Gnomon. and others are bound by his blood as well. And research suggests that killing Nomen will also kill anyone bound by this blood, and painfully so. But there's a loophole. Should only a single blood-bound person remain, a single person who's been injected by this serum, survive when Nomen is killed, not only will they survive, but they'll inherit Nomen's powers.
Okay, so here's the basics. First, Vulture's up there gonna kill Balderdash. Second, there's some fella who's like the top of the food chain, so to speak, with the blood. And if you kill like the top of the food chain, then everybody below the food chain dies. But if one of them survives, they inherit the powers. I'm genuinely confused because it did find like there was like a contradiction there. Am I hearing that right?
So if there are multiple people that are bloodbound who've been injected with this serum, when Nomen dies, they all die. If there's only one that survives, then they will inherit all of the powers.
So there's multiple people infected, and if one of them dies, they inherit the thing that he's got.
So if we infect ourselves, we got to kill anybody else that was infected to make sure that we're the only one with the powers.
All right. So Nomen
But
is
then we would
on this
die.
train somewhere, right?
Got
Yeah.
it. That I
If
got.
he died right now, the doctor would die and all of the mutants would die. If the doctor was the only one remaining when Nomen died, the doctor would inherit Nomen's powers. So it's a good incentive for him to have all the mutants dead if Nomen's at risk. That could also turn for one of you. If only one of you has been injected with the serum, you kill the doctor, you kill all the mutants, you could inherit Nomen's powers by killing it.
Okay.
You know, I got a blood
Got it.
test we could do for this sort. You stick a hot wire in a petri dish full of blood and see what happens.
And
I know
with
the
that
reference.
confusion,
And that fella got killed at the start of the hour.
with that confusion, let's cut to the hero of the hour, Balderdash. So you climb up, and we're gonna find out what perils afflict you here.
Am I rolling
It is the
something?
bad one. It is sudden movement. So as you are moving, making your way across, the train lurches. One of these rails was a bit broken, and the wheel skips a bit. You need to roll slick, or you will fall off the side here.
Okay.
I hope you have an ace.
So did you keep your ace and use a bit?
I do have an ace, and yes, I will use a bit. Thank you for the reminder. And I'm rolling slick. I rolled a 14 because I took the one.
I didn't tell you the difficulty, did I?
No, you didn't.
Oh boy. You needed a 15. No, I'm kidding. You
Okay.
needed a 12. You passed.
I was gonna say I have an ace, so like, I could reroll if I needed to.
So what's this look like as you're going and the train lurches?
So I would say that Balderdash is relatively kind of wise about sort of the balance of things. So I would say that kind of the way that she's been kind of moving on the top of this car has been sort of like straddling the very top of it. And so she's not like running too far off to a side where kind of those little changes are going to affect her too much. So I'd say that she's sort of moving herself along the top,
you're
balancing herself well.
You're balancing using a lot of the skills that you've learned from riding horses to keep yourself over the center of this train. The lurch is so big that it does actually drop you to the roof, and you start to slide a bit. You grip on, you put your hands pressed tight as flat as you can to get as much grip on this metal train roof. The sun is hot. It's been burning this metal all day, so it burns your hands a little bit. You don't actually take damage here, and your feet begin dangling over the side before you're able to pull yourself back up. You regain your footing, and you move forward. Before we move on, shout out to Laugh Love Lindy. Thank you for joining us. We're playing Frontier Scum. It's an acid western, and I'm putting these people through misery, and it's been a lot of fun. They're causing a lot of chaos. So thank you for joining us.
Welcome in.
Balderdash, you make it to the front of the train car. You drop down, I assume, in between cars. You can tell that it seems pretty much standard in between here. There's a platform. There's no windows showing either side.
Yep. I do jump down.
All right. And what do you do then?
So she is going to try to stealth around in so that she can shoot at whatever needs shooting at.
Okay. I'll give you the stealth. I will tell you that as soon as you open the door, light floods into the room. You know this. You've done it multiple times. So I'm going to say that it would be a very difficult check. So it would be slick. You'd be looking for a 16.
Oh dear. Okay.
If that wants to, if you want to change your approach, feel free, because you would know that that would be difficult.
Yeah. She's got a skill of seeing in the dark, which I don't think this is going to work because this is like seeing in the bright light. But I think she's just gonna do just a one fell swoop open and shoot because she knows she's gonna lose sight for a second. So she's just gonna kind of like flick it open with her hip and just shoot.
Yeah. And maybe even like the moment before you open the door, you keep your eyes shut as much as possible to try and get them to adjust a little bit. You open the door, you do a quick sidestep into the door, using a bit of it for cover. You pull up the pistol, and you find that you are in. Let me pop this up for you. It's another double length rail car, and there are guards on your side that are firing a hailstorm of bullets across this rail car. There is a Gatling gun in here that is just rattling off, and there is a mass of mutant corpses on the other side, and quite a few mutants that are still alive. They've taken cover behind these makeshift barriers, and they're trying to move forward. A couple of them have pistols. They're returning fire, but for the most part, they are being mowed down by these guns. You see that there are 6 guards in here as well that are very close to you because you're on their side. If you want to continue with the shot, go ahead and roll damage.
Yeah. So what do you think? Like, do I need to roll to see if I end up shooting one of the mutants or if I end up shooting one of the guards?
No, this is a straightforward shot, so you're going to automatically do your damage like normal. I'm not going to call this a difficult shot. None of them actually know you're there. You're moving fast enough. They'll be aware of you with that sunlight flooding in, but you have the drop on them, so to speak. So they're all basically staying put, focused on the other side. You can choose who you're shooting at if you want to. A couple of them have shotguns or rifles. There's one on the Gatling gun. The rest have pistols.
I will shoot whichever one is closest to the back. So as I'm coming in, whichever one is closest to me.
Yeah, that's going to be a man with
2 for damage.
A pistol right there. And you shoot him in the back. You hear him yelp. You can't hear it that well because the gunfire is just echoing in this metal train car. But you get a solid hit on him, and he yells out, "I've been shot! Behind us!" And all of them begin to turn and look at you. A couple of them bringing rifles and shotguns down. You have a very quick moment to make a decision here. What are you doing?
Going back to hell out that door.
Okay, I'm gonna want a slick test to see if you can get there before the gunfire gets you.
Shit.
This distraction might give the mutants time to bear down on them.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna go Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid on him and just
just go out and do the I almost gave you that one as the Kiss Marry Kill at the beginning.
Taking a boost and rolling a 4, so that's 6. Shit.
All right. So one of these guys is getting the shot off you. It's going to be the guy with the repeater rifle. So that's going to be a D6 here.
Oh, no.
Oh, that was so close to being a 6 and exploding, but it was a 4 instead. So you're taking 4 damage.
Oh, I forgot I had an ace. Damn it. Okay. 1 HP left.
Okay. And then you slam the door behind you as this door is also pelted with bullets. You can hear the tink, tink, tink. They don't leave the same dents because it's not the Gatling gun firing at you, but you can hear the bullets ricocheting off. Let's cut back to
Can
the
I
other.
use?
Okay.
Can I try to use the book to like wedge the door closed so they can't run after me?
I think it'd be safe to say you have something that could help wedge the door closed. I don't think it would be the book. It'd probably be something more like a belt or a rope or something like that where you could try to tie it shut.
Okay, I would like to do that.
Yeah. So we'll say you're working on that. We're going to say no check required. We'll cut back to the other 3 of you. It's been a couple minutes at this point. Are you still just hanging out waiting? Are you like moving in between cars to get a better position? What have you been doing?
I think after Rock told us what was in that journal, Deadward goes over to the bed and lifts up the pillows to see if there's a fancy revolver there.
There is indeed a fancy revolver there. It etched into its pearl handled in silver plate. It's pearl handled in silver plated, and etched into the barrel is spit. SPIT. Also, the number 16 is engraved on the bottom. You know that it's one of a pair. The journal says that the other one is called Whistle. You know that it would be very valuable, worth at least 100 silver, if not more. And it's a +1 revolver, so you get +1 when you use it.
I declare this here is a fancy piece of work. Rock, you was the one reading the journals. You want it?
No. You go ahead and you keep it there, Deadward. I ain't much of a pistolier. You go ahead and take it.
So you're a scholar and a gentleman and a hell of a chef.
Well, 2 of those things I have never been called before in my life.
You think old Bandadash is dead yet?
I
figured that was the craziest damn thing I ever saw in my whole life.
Yeah, I don't really understand the plan on that one, but I could still do the fire thing, I suppose, and just kind of close the door and see what happens. You do that,
Well,
I suppose.
Figure we give her a few more minutes, see if she show back up, and then
Yeah, okay, yeah, we can do that.
Then we burn that damn place down.
I think that sounds about right.
Bardog, how about you? What are you doing?
He's gonna grab one of the expensive bottles of alcohol and say, "Well, I guess I could throw this in after you. Alcohol burns, don't it?"
Well, look at that. That there's a great idea. That's great. That's fantastic. I like it, Bardog.
All right. Just one of the bottles, because there are 5 of them left.
Oh, if there's 5, then I'll double hand. Yeah.
All right. So you grab 2 of them, ready to go. Let's cut back to Balderdash. You have you used your belt or a rope? What do you have on you?
That's a good question. I mean, I definitely have a belt. Somebody had 30 feet of rope, but I think it may have been Cadaver that had 30 feet of rope. So I'll just say I use my belt.
Okay. So you've got it there, and you get it in there just in time. You tighten the belt, you wrap it a couple times, just as people start pounding on the door trying to pull it open. You know that they're distracted in there because there are mutants on the other side. So the actual struggle to open the door, it stops after just a couple moments.
So climb back up and go back over again.
All right. I'm sorry, I have to roll for you every time that you cross a car.
No worries. It's fine. I know you're trying to kill me. It's all right.
So this one is just the hot air. So perhaps because you already got a little bit of burn from the first one, you're going back through. The desert air and scorching sun forces you to check grit or become miserable 1.
I mean, I'm already functionally miserable, but I can go ahead and roll it just for, stats.
And it's going to be 12 is what you're looking for.
That's a 4.
Okay. So you become miserable, and 1 means you take the 1 hit point damage as you start making your way back.
That doesn't drop me to 0.
Okay.
Did a stiff hot wind kill me? Is that what just happened here?
rolls off the top of the train.
Right?
So you're rolling a
It is Heat
D20 plus
Awareness
grit.
Week in Arizona. So
Oh, is it really?
it's Heat
is.
Awareness Week. In case we weren't
Yeah,
aware
I totally
of it
planned
already.
this.
Mhm.
And Balderdash is very aware of this heat. So roll a D20 plus grit, and you're at 0, so you don't have to subtract anything.
So I'm rolling another grit check.
Yes. And this is going to decide if you are conscious, if you fall down.
9.
9.
You have an
do you want to
ace?
re-roll that with an ace?
Sure, I do have an
It's
ace,
your call. You don't have
so
to. 9
I'll
would put
re-roll
you out
it,
cold. You'd go unconscious.
and I'll take a boost. So it's a 3.
Oh my god! Hey, it's 9's better. Kind of.
That would have been. Yeah,
So
would have
let me
been.
double check this to see. You spend an ace.
You just do all the double checking
re-roll,
you need
so
to do.
I think it means that you keep the second roll.
Oh, yeah,
It says
yeah.
to re-roll. It doesn't say you get to choose with advantage.
Ouch. Goner.
Yeah, so you're gonna be dead. Give me a D6.
Okay. 4.
4. Okay. You're gonna be dead in D8 hours. I'll go ahead and roll that, and not tell you how long. So you make it about halfway across this rail car, and perhaps because you were just in the heat, you were already hurt from that repeater. You're starting to bleed out, and you make it about halfway, and you start seeing a mirage. The sun is playing tricks on your eyes. What is your last thought as you fall unconscious here?
So if her kind of the heat is playing with her and she thinks she's seeing things, as she sort of falls ahead, she actually Miss Jangles is in her pocket just fine, but that's what she thinks she sees is Miss Jangles running ahead, and so she's sort of falling forward as if she's needing
Trying to catch up.
catch her. Yeah.
Yeah. You fall with a clunk onto this metal roof. The camera kind of pans down and sees the blood pooling. We can see it sizzling as it's on the roof. We can see small burns that are already happening as you fall on top as you are being cooked. And we will cut back to the 3 of you again. It's been several minutes at this point. You've not gotten any signal whatsoever. What are you doing?
Yeah, she gotta for sure be dead by now, I'm thinking. So
Yeah.
let's go ahead and burn the hell out of that car.
I got a
we
sense
should
we got a
get
few
shot.
hours. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I had an idea. We could. So we get them bottles, right? Because I was thinking I can throw the kerosene in there, but that won't necessarily make fire. It'll just spread the kerosene. Something's got to light the fire up. So I was thinking we can go ahead and fill some of them, get some little piece of that cloth from the bed and just stick them in the bottles. And then we can kind of make the fire here and then throw them in there and it starts exploding fire left and right. And then I can throw the lantern in, just pow, fire. Spectacular. What I think.
Yeah, like a fire bottle. Okay, I like that idea.
I
a
declare
bottle
right
of
gut.
fire. Yeah.
You're a genius. We got 5
Yeah.
battles. Let's go ahead and get them all set up, get them all lit up, and let's have a cook-off. Let's do
I
it.
think so. It's going to be spectacular. It's going to be absolutely.
You have forever been telling me about your spectacular fires, and I'm going to be honest with you, I'm quite excited to see it.
Yeah, me too. I mean, we should probably not admire it while it's happening. We should see the after effects of it. We should close the door.
Yeah. Close the door, pull back.
Hold it.
Yeah.
And then go in a little later, is what I'm thinking.
Mighty fine plan.
All right. So you make the preparations. You have plenty of time to do this. You move between the cars. You're going to see that this car that had the dents from the bullets, has a lot more bullets that have been hit. So Bardog, you saw the one row, and now it's just scattered all over. Like it's just been sprayed by Gatling gunfire. However, there are no new dents being made. You do still hear the occasional clink, clink, clink of smaller gunfire hitting, but it looks like the Gatling gun is no longer firing.
That's good. Question: with the train moving at such a rapid speed and the wind going toward us, has any blood run across the roof and trickled down to us?
Balderdash, make a luck test for us.
All right. That's a 9.
No blood has sprayed towards you, although you will notice that the blood vultures, the vultures that are constantly flying high above the train, are flying much, much lower than they ever have, than you have ever seen them. And also, you would notice that there's one of them that's about 4 or 5 times bigger than the rest. Just a massive blood vulture that is circling as well.
That's
I
a
declare.
big bird.
That is the biggest damn boat I've. We need to make sure we get this fire going and get back inside. I don't want to be nowhere near that boat when it comes
Yeah.
down lower.
Yeah. Anyone outside while that bird's coming down, it ain't going to be good for them. I agree.
So bad. So bad. If I had drank the vial before I climbed up here, I could be the same as the guy in the thing and just be picked by vultures and come back to life again.
Maybe you fell on top of it when you collapsed.
Just like by osmosis, just
Or just
stick the liquid in.
covered the small cat instead. Now we've got an immortal psycho cat running around.
All right. What do we need to do,
Miss Jenkins lives
Steven?
forever.
So you're opening the door, you're throwing in the bottles, the kerosene, all at the same time. There are 3 of
yeah.
you, so I'd say it's you each can throw one all at the same time. That's perfectly fine. I'm not even going to say that you necessarily need to make checks because you're not really aiming for anything. You're just trying to throw it in there and just letting the chaos happen. So which one of you opens the door?
I'll do it. I have book armor.
Attaboy.
You open the door, and as soon as you open the door, again, you're peering into the darkness. It's hard to see anything, but that light immediately shines on a blob. This massive sack of flesh with eyes and arms and mouths of innumerable animals and people, all speaking, barking, screaming all at once. There are several eyes and mouths that are looking right at you, and then several that are pointed forward. It's a blob, but you think it's facing away from you right now. As you open that door, the sun is immediately sizzling its pale flesh. You all want to roll. You all want to do your damage here. So let's go ahead and say that you're throwing it in. It's an automatic success. We're going to call these two-handed improvised weapons. So it'll be D6s.
There's a 5 for Arthur.
I got a 6. Are these exploding too?
No, they do not explode.
6.
Don't explode. I got a 4.
The improvised ones don't. So what'd you get, Bardock?
Oh, I got a 4.
I think I saw where Derek was going. So the things that literally physically explode don't actually get exploding dice. Gotcha.
I'm going to give you a damage each round.
No, it's fine. I just saw the way like the mind was working. It just said
all 3 of your Molotovs and kerosene break on this blob. It goes up in flames, and these screams become even higher pitched, and it begins to melt the flesh in front of your eyes. It kind of loses cohesiveness as it starts to just puddle out and expand as it is burning. The kerosene and the alcohol spreads. The fire is going up the sides of these walls. You see past it now. You can see that there are lots of other mutants, most of them dead, but a couple with guns that are still firing from defensive positions. You know that they're going to burn pretty soon here. You've thrown a lot of flammable liquid in there. On the very far side, it's hard to make out because it's so dark. There are guards that are still firing your way. You're all behind cover behind this door as best you can, so you're not really at too much danger because you're so far away at this point. You slam the door shut as your plan was. What are you doing now?
Is that how you cook? What was that thing?
I mean, that looked like that. Well, no, I ain't never seen nothing like that before.
I got no answers for you there. I'm speechless. Speechless.
I mean, yeah.
Is that Balderdash?
Well, she has looked better. If that was Balderdash, she has looked better. That is for sure.
Poor Balderdash, I didn't know. That ain't a way to go. You know, that ain't a way to go to become some big kind of blobby flesh monster thing.
You think she injected herself with that stuff and turned
That's
her
what I
into
was
that
just
thing?
wondering.
You know what? That makes a lot of sense right there. You see, that's what happens when you do it now.
That's an unfortunate turn of events for her.
Hmm.
God bless her, and hopefully Satan lets her off easy.
Yeah.
Can we? Can I roll something to see if, as they came out from this, if Miss Jangles can jump down from the top of the train car?
Miss
Okay,
Jangles
so
will
you
be
want to roll
swooped up-
something other than the grit test to make it across, and other than the luck test to see if they notice your blood?
I just want to know that they know where my dead body is. I don't think
that's
I'm
fair.
surviving out of this.
Let's
This is
have
just
Jangles make a grit test to see if she can handle the heat, and we'll make it at disadvantage here.
okay.
Or the hawk,
I'm
or
just
not
giving you
hawks, the
trouble.
vultures.
The vultures,
No. Did you say disadvantage?
yeah.
It wouldn't have mattered anyway. I rolled an 8 and a 10, so it doesn't matter.
Does Jangles get attacked by vultures?
She does. She's she's sort of in Balderdash's pocket. And she's kind of smelling a little bit. I'm assuming rats have a decent sense of smell, and she's like, oh, and you just see her kind of crawl out, and then she's kind of looking this way and looking that way, and she sort of sees the vultures, and she tries to do the serpentine thing that she did when she was a distraction in the car earlier. And then if anyone were looking from down below, you just sort of see this vultures just
so the vultures descend upon Balderdash and Jangles. You see them coming down, swooping. They have to get a flying start, and they you hear them clank onto the metal above. You see some feathers pop off here and there as they make rough landings, and then after a couple moments, they have to fly off as they lose their footing as the train is being jostled back and forth. But you can see very clearly that the circling vultures are now feasting on something or attacking something above.
In the air?
They're attacking something on the roof.
Fellas, I think Balderdash might be up on that roof. I can't imagine anything else be up there that those vultures be going at.
Hey,
Well, they're easy.
Balderdash, you up there?
You do not
I'm
hear a
hearing nothing.
response.
I'm hearing nothing.
You hear some screeching of vultures.
I could climb this ladder and take a peek and try and shoot them, see what they're pecking at.
All right,
You can
I'll give
climb
you
the
a
ladder
boost.
without being at risk. You don't. It's only crossing the car that puts you in trouble. So you climb up, and you see that the vultures have circled around what looks to be a body of someone, and they're wearing guards' clothing.
Oh, it's okay. It's just a guard. We can leave.
Just must have been some coward who's just trying to run away, is what it was.
Well,
I'm
fair
going,
enough.
I'm going to
We
assume
need
that
to
I would.
stop bullying Melissa. I'm starting to feel
Yes.
bad.
It's totally fine.
I would assume that I recognize the bald spot. I'm assuming
The
her hat
bald
blew off
spot,
or
yeah,
something.
the hat's fallen off, and you just
Wait,
see a
no,
bald
hold
spot with
on.
Vaseline.
This guard's got a bald spot in the same part of their head.
It's extremely
And,
reflective from all the Vaseline.
Yeah, the sun. Okay, how many vultures are around her?
There are D4 plus 1, so that would be. Can't pick up the D4. There are 3 of them.
Would I be allowed to take a shot while
Absolutely.
like, holding? Okay, yeah.
I'm not going to call this a difficult shot because it's wide open and Balderdash is prone, so you're not at risk of really hitting her. I will say the large vulture has not flown down yet, but is still circling very low and is very much a threat.
Okay. Well, I'm going to shoot the largest one that's currently not flying to see if I can assert
Okay.
dominance over the smaller ones.
Assert dominance, yes. Become the alpha vulture.
Yeah.
That's totally how it works. So go ahead and roll your damage then.
That's a 4.
4. You're killing one of them. What's it look like?
I'm just gonna
You got the one that's got Miss Jangles in its claws.
I'm gonna say I shoot it because they have like the weird, like bendy, crooked neck. So I'm gonna say I shoot it through the neck and it decapitates it.
Absolutely. And the beak goes flying off. You hear it clank onto the metal and roll off the other side, whereas the body goes limp and it just slowly begins to slide away as the train jostles and pulls it off. The other two vultures are not necessarily deterred by this. They're not really pack creatures. They don't really care about each other, and they've already. There's so much chaos going on with the train already shaking and everything. There's gunfire from below that's rattling through the ceiling. So I don't think they would necessarily be too thrown off by this vulture dying. So there's still two of them that are like on the train car, or they like pop off and then fly back on as they try to regain their footing.
All right. Well, I guess I got to get up there and try and pull her down. So I'm gonna clamber up onto the roof, crouching low and trying to keep my center of gravity.
How far away
Center.
is she from the ladder?
She's about halfway through the car.
Okay, never mind. Because I was saying we could try and lasso her with the heavy chain, but never mind.
If you have some
Drag her
rope
body
to go
across
with the
the
train, I
metal.
think that would work.
I don't have rope, so
Okay.
I don't know if anybody else does.
I think
Kipser's using it as a pillow.
Cadaver has rope, 30 feet of rope.
Okay, so Bardog is going up onto the roof. Raka and Deadward, what are you two doing?
Deadwood looks over at Rockgut. I figure this here car is going to blow up for too long, and that vulture looks fun.
We better
I'm
do
feeling
this
a little
fast.
parched. Yeah.
Okay.
After you, sir.
So, oh my god. All right. So, how did the vultures fly away yet?
There are two of them that are still attacking Balderdash's body. Not necessarily attacking, they're pecking at her, trying to. Yeah.
All right. How many train cars are left?
You're
Would we
actually
even know
very
that?
close to the engine. So
Okay.
you're on the second to last one, and then there's the engine.
We might need them if we want to get all the way up to the engine or whatever. So I'm gonna cover him while he goes and gets her. So he'll cover Bardag and if any of the vultures swoop down, he'll take a shot.
Okay. You're gonna get a free shot automatically then. So go ahead and roll your damage then.
All right. That's a 4.
You're killing one of them as well. What's that look like as it's swooping down?
I think he's just aiming, and then he shoots it, and he gets it right in the wing, and the wing just kind of flips off, just kind of rips one of the wings off, and just starts spiraling around, and kind of crashes down.
All right. And we'll say that the third one then, after the two dead vultures are killed nearby, it gets knocked off by a jostle of the train. And as the vultures roll into the sand, you see them disintegrate. You see a cloud of feathers and sand pile up. The vultures get torn apart as the sand it's the roughest sandpaper to ever land on. And that final vulture that was circling realizes that there's much easier prey to get to now without moving. And it swoops down to eat one of its own kind along the bank of this rail. Bardog, I am going to have to roll for you here as you're moving across the car coupling.
That's okay.
Fortunately for you, nothing happens. So you're able to make it off without any real jostling. The heat's not getting you too bad, perhaps because a lot of the reflection is cut down by Balderdash's body, and you're able to make it over to her. What are you doing?
Bardog's gonna look down and then realize I don't feel like carrying her, so he's gonna use his pickpocket skill to take her medical syringe, and then he's gonna stab her with it, and then he's gonna be like,
Right.
"Get your ass off the roof!" and he's gonna walk away.
We are bad.
So I would like to imagine that like she had been out. So the whole like sunburn roof, heat from fire underneath wasn't anything she was feeling because she was knocked out. And then you go and you inject her with this stuff. And so you just
but now you're
like,
you got like
she
crispy
comes-
blood pudding coming back into you.
she comes to, and it's just a blood curdling scream at first because it doesn't like
100%.
insta heal. Like it's
Right.
a process.
And you had cooked onto this rail car. So you
Uh-huh.
feel the pain of that burn first as you push yourself off, and a lot of your flesh sticks to that rail car, and it like rips off of your face. You pull yourself up, and then you immediately start to heal. Your flesh begins to regrow. The burns that you have are immediately fading. You see your hands; they were down to the bone almost, and they start coming back. The flesh comes back in front of your eyes. It's not a painless process, but you are returning to full health. Did you ever lose any teeth throughout your life? Not just this session, but just ever in life.
Doesn't she have bleeding gums? Like, isn't that like a thing that she has?
Yeah, it was.
Because you rubbed it on somebody that was already bleeding.
Saying that like it's because she keeps losing teeth all the time, and so like that's why she's constantly like bleeding, is because she's constantly losing teeth out of her mouth. So yes,
your gums
long answer.
Start to feel some very serious pain right now as new teeth are growing and cutting through your gums. So they're bleeding again. But fortunately, that blood also pulls right back into the gums as they're cut. So the teeth are pushing out, cutting your gums, and healing at the same time as the bones are going through until finally you have a mouthful of pearly whites. And the blood is all pulled back in. That's the other thing about this healing potion, is that like even the blood that pooled out kind of gets sucked back into your body.
Burns and all. So she's screaming and then is just super interested, and she's just sort of like staring at her hand as it goes from like bone to like all of the like muscle and viscera and skin and everything is sort of like growing back. And she just sort of looks at Bardog and she's like,
"Oh, he's already back down the ladder."
Oh, Miss Jangles? Miss Jangles?
There might be some left for her. I don't know. Check it's in your buttocks. I don't know where to stab.
Miss Jangles?
Roll a luck test for Jangles.
Oh, yes. From chat. Did my hair grow back from the smoke that got shot off?
Your scalp would grow back. I don't know if your hair would grow back. You can decide if it grows back or not.
I rolled a 9 on my luck.
You don't see Miss Jangles immediately. But I will say there is something else that strikes you that's very, very strange, is that you hear a voice of Dr. Volchester. What, this goddamn bird keep pecking me. I swear when I get a hold of your tiny little throat, I will murder you. And you can hear him berating the bird telepathically.
My Bardog, rock, gut, dead. They done left me.
Hey,
now
the
there.
damn roof! What the hell's wrong with you?
It's
Come on,
dangerous up
Balderdash.
there.
Stop your lollygagging. We got a train car on fire here.
What is this?
And
Some kind of
Balderdash,
Suicide Squad?
like, is sort of looking at everything that happened and her recovery. And so she is going to, with absolutely no care whatsoever, she's just going to like walk to the end of the roof and just like jump down. Because she assumes
Not onto
it doesn't matter
the sand,
if
though,
she
but
hurts
in between
herself.
cars.
Well, no, not into the sand. In between
Okay.
the cars, yeah.
I'm so tempted to roll to see if anything else happens as you're crossing, but you already got that, so that would be a jerk move. So you get to the edge of the roof, you jump down. I will say that you actually do hurt your ankles a bit by jumping. I'm not going to give you any damage, but this just so you know that you're not invulnerable now. Something about the way it affected Volchester, it's not affecting you the same way.
Oh, ow, ow, ow.
You not see that ladder right there?
What the hell's wrong with you?
Oh.
I think her brain's fried like an egg.
That's a fact. Some must have cooked her head.
It's that heat. That's what it is. Yep.
Bardog done stuck me with that vial of the stuff.
You were too heavy to carry. I'm sorry. I thought you was also going to stab me when I picked you up because that's like your go-to instinct.
Had I not taken a moment to collect my thoughts, perhaps I might have, but I was like dead up there, and now I am not. Though I learned I can't just jump and things will be fine because that damn hurt my ankles. But there was a. Oh, you set it on fire. That was so smart. There was a whole lot of guards and a whole lot of mutants in there, and y'all just blew it up.
You know,
there's a blob in there.
I did advance that plan before you went up and did what you did on the roof. I'm just saying I did.
And as you all are speaking about this, the door to this gun cart flies open. Smoke pours out, and bursting out of this door, threatening to knock all of you over. I want all of you to give me slick saves here. You're looking for DC 10 because you do have rails to help you. Bursting out of this is a flaming horseman, mule man. He's a centaur-like creature. The top half is a prisoner wearing a prison uniform. The bottom half, Raka, you would recognize as a mule that looks very familiar, except for all of the fire that is burning off of him as he is screaming bloody murder running out of here. Did anyone fail their check?
I got a nat 20.
Hey, you learn a skill if you want, or take an ace.
I do want to learn a skill. I want
not
the
only.
skill to...
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go right ahead. I thought you were thinking about what it would be.
So I want it to be called Chariots of Fire. It's just you said that description just makes me think of that. I'll have to figure out what I want it to do, though. Go ahead, Deadward.
Okay, slow motion beach running.
What's that?
Slow motion beach running.
Maybe
the Hoff.
Yeah. Not only did I fail, I rolled a 1, so we all lose our aces, and that takes my total score down to a 0.
Oof. All right.
Okay. Question.
Why'd you go and do
You're
that?
also taking 2 fire damage, Deadward.
Question, Steven. I failed, but spent my ace. So and succeeded after spending the ace. But what
it's
about
fine,
the
because
order of
it was all on the
there?
same check. It's
okay.
fine.
I wasn't sure. Okay. All right.
Melissa, did you fail? And Jeff, you take 2 damage as well.
I succeeded. 12.
Okay.
Steven, you probably know this.
Succeeded? Succeeded takes damage?
Oh, I'm sorry. You don't take damage on succeeding. I'm sorry. I was still stuck on
No, it's all good. You're good.
What was that, Derek?
So I think I've thought of a skill. Because I got the nat 20, what's that fighting style where you use your opponent's momentum against them?
Aikido.
Aikido, yeah. I'm just going to use this flaming mule's momentum against him to push him over the rails off the train.
No, Henry! No!
All right, so using your new skill, this is going to be grit with advantage.
Okay.
Arthur wants to stop him. He recognizes Henry.
That's a 14. I don't recognize him. I see a flaming chariot of fire.
Arthur's going to try for the first time to properly apply horse wrestling, as he is a horseman. I have a horse wrestling skill, and that is my good fella. That's my pal.
Right.
That's
so we're going to say the order of operations here is that Bardog used the momentum to throw him over, but Raka, you can do a grit with advantage for horse wrestling to grab him and stop him from going over.
Okay.
He is on fire, and he's going to hurt you. What are you doing?
He's my best friend. You shut your mouth. That's 15 on my roll.
All right. So
Oh,
you
y'all
reach over.
had your horses and such back in that previous place, but we didn't find Henry. And this is Henry. I know them eyes anywhere. I know them
You
because I
lit
see
them
them
on
everywhere.
fire. What else do you do
Rocco,
to your
what is-
friends?
What does this look like as you're stopping a burning mule man from falling into the sand?
I am literally just going to wrap my arms around him, and I'm just going to try to grab him like underneath his pits and just try to pull him back on.
And you are holding him. You've got like
Looking
your
at him
leg
right in the
wrapped
eye.
around the bars, so you're not
Mhm.
going. And you're looking at this man that you've never seen before, right in the eye. You see that his
I've seen
clothes
those
are
eyes.
burning right now.
I've seen those eyes.
We'll say that the eyes are also the mule's eyes. Absolutely. So it's a man's face, but with the mule's eyes. So they've got like the rectangle.
Wait, how is he a mule man? I don't understand. He was a centaur?
He's a
He's
centaur.
a centaur. In the
Oh,
bottom.
never mind. I wouldn't have done this then. If only would have I seen. I ain't
It's too late.
recognizing
It's too late.
ass.
You're holding him.
You're
No,
holding
no. I
So,
was like,
I don't understand,
that sweet
Rocco.
mule ass. I gotta save it. I would have done that. What are you talking about?
So,
Your mule was turned into a centaur with a prisoner. And
Deadward,
that's where we're ending the
okay.
session here. We'll pick it up next week as you were looking into the eyes of your best friend, but not the face of your best friend.
that's right. Bar Dog's like, what are you
Oh,
doing?
God. There's a lot going on right there. He said it was my
There's a
mule,
lot
so I
going
assumed I would have recognized it. For some reason, Steven
recognized
thinks
the
I would
wrong
only
end.
recognize a mule if I saw its ass.
It's a reverse centaur.
There's a lot of moving parts to this
There's a lot of
scenario.
things going on there.
Oh, let's do some shout outs. Aaron, what do we got going on with Garblag?
Join us tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Jim is going to be back in the GM seat for some more Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay 4th edition. Is my insane scryer who likes to juggle a pair of petrified eyes of an old pirate captain is going to be squaring off against a group of halflings for some hilarity. And then on Thursday at the same time, you can catch Ben continuing our season 3 of the House Dargouche Dune campaign.
Fantastic. And we have at least 100 good reasons to join our Discord right now. First of all, there's a lot of awesome people on there. These people included. Second of all, we're doing a giveaway. So if you're a fan of dice, and let's be honest, who isn't? You can join our Discord, go into the giveaway channel, and just mention the location of a place you'd like to explore in an RPG, and you'll be entered to win a gift certificate to our good friends at Norse Foundry. They make awesome dice. They're the ones that I roll all night. I love them very much. Also, while you're on the Discord, why don't you go ahead and click on the little cowboy hat in the rules channel? You'll get a playtester role, and you'll be able to playtest a game that I'm making. Oh, yeah, we got some huckleberries in the Derek. Oh, come on, social faux pas there.
Sorry. It's in the washer, you know.
I'm making a game. It's a Weird West game. So if you have fun, like with everything tonight, it's similar vibes. And it's a lot of fun. It's called Huckleberry RPG. I run playtests for it every week. I ran one just yesterday and one the day before. And it's free to do. So all you got to do is join the Discord, and if there's a opening available, join right in, and I'll run a game for you. Jeff, what else do we got going on with Lollygaggers?
Yeah, buddy. We got more games this week. So Thursday, you can see Melissa, Aaron, myself, and we think Kipser, as we're going to get back to Simbaroom. Friday, we should be doing some Delta Green, where you can see Steven, Melissa, myself. And I think we're off on Saturday this week as we're down a few players. So no Call of Cthulhu for Saturday, but we will be back on Monday with more Alien. And that'll probably be the night we go ahead and draw the winner of the giveaway. We'll give it all the way to Monday, and we'll draw it at the start of our Alien game that night. Yeah,
Awesome. Are we gonna be rating anyone?
Yes, sir. The dinner and a game. We're now going to give them a raid, so it should be popping up now. So unless there's anything else that you would like to say, I'm gonna go ahead and get us off screen.
Am I forgetting something? You got me nervous now. No, I'm good.
Do you think you're forgetting something?
I do now. I 100% believe I am now. I don't know what it is. I forgot
In
it.
about 15 minutes, you're going to realize. Otherwise, have a good night, everybody. We'll see you later.
Good
Bye-bye.
night.